How's it going, everybody? Welcome to the channel. This is Big Daddy Dave, and this is a map tour for a new mod map here in Farming Simulator 25 for all platforms called Rheinländer. And we're going to start with the description from the mod hub, and it reads, "Welcome to Rheinländer, my first own mod map for Farming Simulator. The map represents a fictional location around the Rhine River in Germany. It offers the Rhine River with AI ship traffic, 2 smaller villages, 70 fields including 12 meadows ranging from zero point 0.4 hectares to 9.07 hectares, 1 to 22 acres, 4 forest areas creating one big forest, a sawmill near the forest, a big industrial port with the important production points, a train which connects the most important production plants, selling stations, and the sawmill, a ferry that can be used as an alternative for the bridge, a relatively central biogas plant, 4 modern farms, cow, start farm, pig, sheep, horse. Support for precision farming. I wish you lots of fun with the map and always good yields." This is a European map created by Han47 and is 352.08 megabytes to download. There are no mods required for this map. If we take a look at the map, it looks like this. We start out here on the southwestern portion of the map in this kind of town area here. And we start out by owning farmlands number 16 and 100. 16 being a barley field ready to harvest, and 100 being our main starting farm. You cannot buy all areas of the map, and the field prices do vary. So if we do start up here in the north, we do have this itty bitty one for $40,000. Got this one here for 194, 292, 130. 232 and 286. We'll go down here, 531. It's 397. We got 456. Let's see. We got 446. We got some grass areas here down in the southern portion for 514. We got, or actually, no, I'm sorry. These are grass. These are forestry areas. 752, 659, and 659 and 651. So a whole bunch of different sizes, shapes, whatever your heart desires, it's on this map. Let's see. We do start out with animals. You can see we have 2 cow barns and pastures there. We do have contracts available to us on this map. We do start out with a production here. We start out with a biogas plant, as well as there being other available production points around the map. And then if we take a look at this, it says there's collectibles on this map, but I have confirmed there are no collectibles on this map. Now, if we take a look at mods specific to this map, starting out on the buy menu, there's no mods and DLCs tab here, so no mods specific to this map here. But then under the build menu, under buildings, there's nothing here for sheds, but under silos, we scroll all the way down the bottom, you'll see that right there, Rheinländer mod, right down here for bale and pallet storage. This is a mod specific to this map. There's nothing else under silo extensions, constructibles, containers, tools, or farmhouses. Then under productions, we scroll all the way down to the bottom once again, and you'll see Rheinländer mod. This is a mod specific to this map. Nothing else under selling points, greenhouses, cultivation, or generators. And then there's absolutely nothing else under the animals tab, decorations tab, or landscaping tab. All right, so let's go ahead and we're going to turn on the run multiplier because we don't start out with a vehicle right here. So we'll go ahead and head off in this direction here and get behind this building. Here we have the supermarket sell point right there. And here we have this small farmer's kiosk sell point right here. And then we have a gas station over here. And then back over here, we have the pizzeria sell point right there. So now, head off in this direction. And right here, we have the shop trigger. Around the side of the building, a repair trigger right there. So because we are here at the shop, let's go ahead and lease this out a truck. So we'll go ahead and do that. And make our way around the rest of the map. So we're going to start out in this direction first. And as we approach this intersection right up here, make a left. And here we are at our starting farm. So let's go ahead and take a look at some of our starting equipment. If we go under this menu here, under vehicles, we have the Claas Arion 570, the Claas Avion 450 harvester, the Claas FL 140 front loader, the Claas Vario 620 harvester header. We got the FarmTech DPW 1800 flat deck trailer, the Fendt 728 Vario, the Flegel PFW 18,000 Max Line Plus slurry spreader, the Gavile Blue Handler RBG, this is the round bale grabber. We got the Gavile G1 F125 Combi baler, the Horsch Finer 6FL, I believe this is a seeder. We got the Krone Vendro 820 Highland tedder, the K-Brand GMD 3123F front deck mower, the K-Brand GMD 8730FF rear deck mower, the K-Brand SPW Intense forage mixer, that's the self-propelled one, the Noach Speedmax 560, I believe this is a mulcher. The truck here we leased out. We've got the Nardi N40BX header trailer, the Pottinger Aeroseam VT5000DD, another seeder there, Pottinger Servo T6000P plow, Rudolph DK280RP trailer, the Samaz Z2840H windrower, and that's it. That is everything for our starting farm. So right here we have a cow pasture, room for 58 cows, 0 to start out. Animals go in here, feed goes here, water here. Over here we have a fertilizer tank, a little silo. We have a fuel tank right there, another silo, repair trigger in the corner right over there. A lime station right here, and this is the silo version of it, so you can actually purchase your lime right there. Let's see, over here we got our main farm silo, and 1 and 2 Karma 16 silos. This is what will hold your seeds and your mineral feed. Bunker silos here. Inside the barn, we have a bale and pallet storage right here. Biogas plant here. Solid inputs here, liquid input here, and liquid output, aka digestate, is right there. Bunker silos, we got the manure heap right here, and a cow barn with room for 568 cows, 0 to start out with. We got milk here, animals here. You can blow your straw in right here. You can also blow it in from inside here. Feed goes down here. And slurries out there. Let's see. And then down the road over here, we have AI Helper David, Sleep Trigger, AI Helper Walter, and Wardrobe Trigger, all right here. Now we'll hop into the car and show off the rest of the map. So now if we follow this road, cross a bridge, now we take this little side road through the forest. Continue to follow this up here. It's right here. If we take a look at the map and purchase farmland number 99 for $72,384, go ahead and, and do that. And we get a bunch of stuff that pops up, like AI Helper Noah being right there. The carpentry is right here with a managed checkpoint right there. Input here, wood cell trigger there, and output there. The sawmill right here, we have a managed point right there. A bale and pallet storage right here. input for the sawmill there with a wood saw trigger there. I believe the output is, yep, right over here. And then over here, we have a red train trigger right there. Now here we'll make a left. All right, and coming up here, we're gonna have to take the ferry across, just like so. And I'm gonna go ahead and fast forward it until we get to the other side. So, oh, did it start ferry? There we go. There we go. So I'll go ahead and cut us out here and I'll fast forward it until we get to the other side. We'll see you over there. All right, now that we're across the bridge, come across the way over here to the canning factory. $330,000 to purchase this. Output here and input right behind me over here. Debris crusher to my left, that is a sell point. The dairy right here, we purchased for $210,000. Input is here. And output, I believe, was in the front. No, where was the output? Ah, there it is right there. Drove right past it. The cereal factory for $240,000 can be purchased there. Output there, input here. And back here is the Grain Barge Terminal 1 sell point. So now we'll get out of this area. Make a left and another left. Cross the tracks. And another left. All right, and over here we have the potato processing plant. $360,000 to purchase this. Input there and output. Looks like the little marker is supposed to be right here, but it looks like it's kind of rubbed out. I think that's where it's supposed to be. And then over here, we have the oil mill, $240,000 to purchase. Input here, output over. Oh, where was the output? Oh, right. Looks like I think it's right back here, as a matter of fact. Going down the road here. To my left is the grain mill. $288,000 to purchase. Output there. Input down there. Now over here we have the Grain Pool East silo. This is the transfer silo for the train. And one thing I just noticed, I don't even think I noticed this in my walkthrough, but normally the input for the grain mill is right there. It's actually been pushed out to here for some reason. But anyways, output for the trailer here, input for the trailer there. We have the input and output for the train right there. And here we have the warehouse buy point. You can buy your palleted goods, all these and more. Comes out right there. Rent train trigger is right there. Now, that is odd to me because you got this input here. There's, according to the map, there's a not wardrobe, a bale and pallet storage, like right in this area here. And I think this is supposed to be the input for it, perhaps. But I don't know why the dump trailer is right there. That's weird. Alright, and that should be it for over here. Get spun around. Make our way back over here. And over here, the sugar mill, $240,000 for the sugar mill. Input here and output right there. Over here, we have the spinnery. $180,000 for it. Input is right here and output. Ooh, where was the output? Input there. Yeah, right there. There it is. Hard to see with that kind of destroyed chalk outline there. Let's see. This is the cement factory. $370,000 to purchase this. I believe the output is right here, and then the input is on this side over here. So now, I'm going to head away from the kind of port area here. Let's stop right here. And take a look at the map. So farmland number 98 can be purchased for $145,704. We'll go ahead and do so. You can see all this stuff pops up here now. So Karma 16 silo here, lime station there, repair trigger in the corner over there, manure heap here, bale and pallet storage here, pig barn right here with room for 1,143 pigs. We start out with 100 of them. You can see them kind of hanging out in there. Pigs can go here, feed can go here. Slurry out this side here. We have a silo here. Wardrobe trigger, sleep trigger, fuel tank, and that's it for this farm. So let's go ahead and go back to the truck. Over here we have the tailor shop, $240,000 to purchase, and input and output on the side over here. And then over here we have the bakery, $150,000 for the bakery. Input here and output on the back right there. And now we're going to take this out. And make our way around the northern portion of the map. Alright, now coming up here, directly in front of me is the animal dealer sell point, manure buy point, slurry buy point, and then right here is the actual animal dealer. Now if you want to purchase animals for your pens and pastures around the map, you can come to this location and purchase them using this icon directly, or the same icon at any of the pens and pastures directly as well. If you utilize these icons directly, you will incur an additional fee. That fee is associated to a delivery fee. The animal dealer is taking the animals from this location and delivering them across your map wherever your pen and pasture may be located. Now, I'll give you a little bit of context. For an adult cow, base price $1,175. You're adding $100 per adult cow if you're having the animal dealer deliver it for you. So in this case, if we were to add another 250 cows, it's going to be an extra $25,000 on top of the already $293,750 base price. So if you want to save that money, bring an animal trailer to this location, park it roughly inside this area here, and then use this animal dialogue box. You'll be able to then load into the animal trailer and deliver the animals around the map wherever they may be placed. And it'll save you that delivery fee. And then over here is AI helper Katie. So now we head off in this direction. Make a left. Make a right here. Now continue down the road to right over here. We'll stop, take a look at the map, purchasing farmland number 97 for $213,888. And we got a few more pop-ups. So starting with bale and pallet storage right there. Sheep barn right here with room for 401 sheep. We start out with 60 of them. Animals can go in there, food can go in here, and wool will spawn out here. And then over here we have a sleep trigger and a wardrobe trigger. Now coming up a little bit further north, well, west I should say. In the north is what I was trying to get to. Over here we have a biogas plant. Solid inputs are right here, bunker silos in the background over there. And you can purchase this for $1,730,423. So liquid outputs is right here, aka digestate. And then liquid input right here. So now we'll leave the biogas plant, head off in this direction, and go see our last points of interest. So we're going to head off towards the west a little bit more. And you can actually see the farm, the last one that we're going to check out there, coming up in the distance. And then right here, come to a stop and look at the map once again. 96 can be purchased for $137,304. Go ahead and do that. You get all this stuff, such as a silo directly in front of me there, sleep trigger, wardrobe trigger, horse barn over here, room for 16 horses. We start with 0, animals there, and feed there. Manure heap here, horse pasture right here, room for 16 horses, animals here, feed here, water there. Bale and pallet storage. And that is everything. Let's see. Sleep. Yeah, that's everything here for Rheinländer. That's the name of the map, Rheinländer. Now it's time to render my opinion and let you know I think. 0 to 5 scale as per usual. I really like this map. I really like this. This one actually kind of shocked me as how much I actually liked it. So again, normally I'm not that huge on flat maps, but for the most part, this is a flat map, but it's got those nice gentle undulations. I was talking about this in a most recent map tour here that I recorded, and it has those nice sweeping undulations throughout most of the surface. You get here into the middle of the map here, and it sweeps down pretty heavily because it goes down in towards the river area there. But this is a really solid map, all things considered. I mean, you can see you do get some gentle undulations and sweeps all throughout the map, so that's really nice. The color palette is really toned down. Not a lot of pops of color here and there, not big splashes of it either, so it doesn't feel like a cartoon, which is nice. And then just the general kind of layout is, again, really nice. The PDA, I really like these styles of PDA because it makes it super simple to figure out where it is you're going, how do you get from point A to point B. You're going to very rarely get confused as to how to get from point A to point B, which is awesome. You know, you get some of those other kind of maps where, you know, they're really hard to distinguish where you are on the road, where you are on the map, and all that stuff. Like, it's really difficult to make your way around. This one, you won't have a problem with that. I like that. Like that a lot. Now, I'm not sure if this is something within the map maker's ability, but you can kind of see how some of the trees here are kind of glitching out almost. I don't know if it's something to do with the trees they chose, or if it's something to do with the map, or I'm not quite sure, but might have to be something that's checked out in the future. But again, not gonna, you know, hang my hat on that one, whether it's, you know, the map makers needing to deal with it or not. But at the end of the day, I really like this map. So 0 to 5 scale, as per usual, I'm gonna say this is probably gonna be a nice 4 out of 5. I like it. It's very good. It's got, like I said, those gentle sweeps and undulations are what did it for me. When I got into the town area, when you first spawn in and you see how flat it is right there, I was really worried until I started making my way outside of the town. Once I made my way outside of the town, I'm like, okay, cool. Not too bad. Not too bad at all. The only thing I will say is the boats don't really communicate with each other. So for those who have used the ferry system in game, will know that oftentimes what will happen is that if you have a boat that's getting ready to be in your path, that it will just prevent the ferry from going from one port to the other, kind of thing. Well, not on this map. When I was doing my initial walkthrough, I ended up calling the ferry, not realizing the boat was imminent, and I actually got collisions with the boat crossing the ferry's path. So it held me down because technically it's using like a strapping system, like what would be considered a strapping system, but it didn't like the fact that I was just tethered down and the boat was going one way and the ferry was going the other, kind of thing. So needless to say, comedy ensued, but didn't get a chance to record it, unfortunately. But all that being said, I hope you enjoyed the map tour, and if you did, please show me by liking, sharing, subscribing, following, commenting, doing all the things the algorithms enjoy you doing. They'll show you to engage with this channel and enjoying the content. And that being said, I hope everybody has a fantastic day. Take care.